Hey guys, and welcome again to Into the Night. Tonight I'm doing another review on this new thermal scope I've been sent out from Thermtec to do some videos on. They've loaned it to me for the next 12 months. Anyway, we'll get it out. I'll just get on the table and show you the unboxing of it. I've already unboxed it. I'll show you what the contents is and just quickly, and then we'll go into the settings and the scope, sort of give you a quick rundown of how the scope works. And yeah, get it on the rifle. Okay, so this is the brand new Thermtec Airs 650 L 2.0. So this is a new scope for the market. This is actually the LRF version as well. So anyway, I'll just show you what comes in the package. First of all, we've got a couple of scope rings, which I won't be using them for starters. I'll use some Night Force rings. It comes with an Allen key for that as well. We've got a battery charger with some instructions for it and a little USB to USB-C charging cable for that, and also a little carry bag to put all that in. Now we got here in the case, we've got a really nice user manual that actually goes through with fairly good instructions to be able to see and read about how to set it all up. We've got just a card with some QR codes for your setting up your mobile app. We've got a lens cleaning cloth. Also got a little card here saying don't look at the sun with the thermal because you will ruin the sensor in it. Just another little thank you card for purchasing the scope. Also a USB to USB-C data transfer cable for transferring your videos and photos off the scope. We've got a nice magnetic eye cup here. It comes with two battery caps. We've got a longer one for 18650 batteries for an external battery in here, and a shorter one for if you want to use 18500s. But I'm going to be using 18650s, so I'll just leave that back in there. Also comes with two 18650 batteries for running in here. I have had this out and been playing with it, and I've had it mounted up on a rifle. I've taken it off just for the purpose of this video, so you can see what comes with it all. But I've just put some Night Force rings on there, but you can use the other ones. Don't feel too bad amount of rings. But anyway, there's the 18650 goes positive end in first, and then your longer cap for the 18650s, and that just screws onto the top like that. So it is fairly high, but it doesn't really matter. And the magnetic eye cup just sticks on there, and it's a pretty good strong magnet in there. It's not going to just fall off unless you really bump it. So also it's got the laser rangefinder in the front here, a 50mm objective germanium lens in the front there. Also in the cap here, under the side cap, you got the USB slot, and I think that is a microphone cover there, so when you put the cap on there, it's still got a hole either one, so it doesn't matter which way the cap goes on. On the back here, you got your diopter adjustment. You got your three buttons here. You got your power button. So just one press to turn it on, and they advertise about 3 seconds startup, but I've timed it, and it takes about 7 seconds from completely off to fully functional. Then you got your rangefinder button down here. As a single press ranges your target. If you long press on that, it actually changes to like an outline mode. So it just puts a outline around everything that's hot. If you double click on that, that changes your color palettes. Now there's your record button, so single press to record, take a picture, long press to record, and double press actually turns on your picture-in-picture function. Actually, if you double press the power button, that makes just sort of does a calibration on the sensor calibration. So, and also on the side here, you got your scroll wheel and a button, your press button in the middle for your functions and all your menu options, settings and everything else. So I'll just quickly show you a close up of the scope, and it is quite a nice scope, and I think it's only about 900 and something grams, so it's less than a kilo just by itself. With the rings on, it's obviously going to be a bit heavier. Well, there's your focus for your thermal up the top there, just a knob you turn either way to focus, get your picture into focus. So the screen in it is only a 0.3 inch screen, I think, in here, which I thought they could have made it a bit bigger than that, but it isn't a bigger screen to look through, but it does the job. So anyway, let's get it mounted up onto the rifle, and I'll do a bit of recording down the range and show you through the menu systems of it, how to set it up and how to zero it. So we'll quickly go through that now and see if we can go out and shoot something. Okay, so here's the specifications for the this model, which is the Air 650L 2.0. So it's a 640 by 512 sensor with an 18 millikelvin, 50 Hertz refresh rate, f1 50mm lens, 2.8 times base magnification, got 50mm eye relief. Anyway, you got all these different other information. You can pause the video and check that out if you want to see more. Often takes 30mm rings. It's got all audio recording, video recording. The audio recording isn't very good quality, so I'll show you a bit of that later. It's got the ballistic calculator in it with a 1000-meter laser rangefinder. It's supposed to have a 16-hour runtime, so I imagine that's whether that's with one or the two batteries supplied, I'm not sure, but it's a pretty good runtime. For that, the weight of it is 918 grams, so it'll only be just over a kilo with the rings on it. Okay, so I've got it mounted up on my Kriss Defiance semi-auto 22. I want to take it out and shoot a few rabbits. There's been a few rabbits getting around again now, so take it out and get a bit of meat for the dogs. So anyway, we'll got it mounted on here. We'll take it out into the range and do a bit of shooting, sighted in. Okay, so now I've got the scope turned on, but just to show you how to turn it off first, you long press on here, and as soon as this thing comes up, starts counting down, it'll actually, you just let go of the button and it turns itself off. But to turn it on, it's just a quick short press. First of all, I'll open the cap up. It clips back nicely. Okay, now the display's on. Now I'm going to hit record, and we'll go in and I'll show you all I'll just put this overlay on the recording so you can see what I'm doing in the scope. So it's a long press on the record button. Okay, now it's recording. So now if you go into the scroll wheel here, well, before I do that, I'll just show you what's inside. It says on the bottom, right down the bottom, it's saying 1 times, that's the magnification. So if you turn the scroll wheel anti-clockwise, that zooms in right up to 4 times. And I'll just go, there's my target down here in the range here. So I'll just get that into focus. So you can see it's pretty good detail in the image. Now, next thing along there, you got your profile, which is, I've got it on profile B. And now, then the next one along is your objective lens size, is your 50mm lens. You got your microphone, means the recording microphone on the scope is turned on. Then you got your Wi-Fi, so the Wi-Fi is turned on, which it's actually, the Wi-Fi end is pretty good. There's a little bit of movement, like a little bit of lag, but it's not too bad. Then the next one is your sensors, whether it's tell you whether it's you've got elevation or roll on, but I've got all that's turned off. I don't want that on. Then you've got your external battery percentage and your internal battery, and then that'll be your time down the bottom, and up in the top it tells you that it's recording. Now to go into the brightness and contrast quick settings, you just do a quick press on the side and that goes into your brightness, so you can turn your screen, your brightness up and down. I'm going to leave it about there. Then you give it another press and that changes your contrast, so I'll leave it about there, I suppose. And when you press it long, pressing it escapes out of there. The same with any menu, you long press to save and exit. So now if you if you got your rangefinder, which is your back button here on the left, you can give it one press, it brings up a little box in the middle, and so there you go, you got 21 meters according to that. So 29. So I might actually have to shift that target back out a bit, or actually change my distance in there. So so that's on constant ranging, so you can put it out at a distance, and there it's saying 135 meters there. So if you press it again, that turns it off. Now if you long press that, it does an outline. So if you look up there on the hill, there's a few cattle way up on the hill. You can see if I zoom in, it just puts like a white box around, and like a white outline around any hot objects. If I long press again to get out of there, you can see that they're cattle. Well, I know they're cattle, but I'll just focus onto them. Cattle there in the paddock. So you can see that a bit better there now. So anyway, go back down to our target here. Just focus that. Zoom back out. Okay, now if you double click the menu button, or the rangefinder button, that changes to the colour palettes. Actually, I'm just going to find, there was some cattle down here before. So if I just range those cattle, they're at 395 meters. So that's a black hot. And if I go there's to red hot, they show up pretty good. That'll be green hot. And that's gold. I quite like the gold setting. They really stand out nice. And then there's sort of purple or something, colour mode. And then back to white hot. Okay, so now we're back at the target. If you go to the record button, if you single press it takes a picture, long press records. I won't do them now because that's recording at the top. But if you double click that record button, it turns on your picture in picture. Double click again to turn it off. Okay, now we're going to quickly go into the menu setting. This is a little bit involved. So we've got the top there, you can go into that to change your colour palette. To go into it, you just do a single press on the scroll wheel and you can cycle through it, highlights it black when it's on that option. But to escape out of there, you just long press again. It gets you back to the previous menu. You can change your brightness, your contrast, your image sharpness. So just quickly show you that. If I go to say 10, it sort of gives it a sort of a lot flatter image. As you go up, it makes it sort of really sharpens the image up a bit. I like it on about 7. And you select it, and then you don't need a long press to get out of it. As soon as you select it, it goes back into your other one. So then your denoise, what that does. So there you can So see how it's sort of like real grainy look in the picture, and as I turn it up, it takes a bit of the graininess out of it, the noise out of the digital screen. I might leave it on about 7 as well. Now this is how you go into your zeroing profile. So put it on the 17 HMR for briefly. Now I've got it on this one here is my 22. I'm going to select that one, profile B, and now I'll select, so you can either delete it or you can select it. So I'll hit select, you long press to get out of it. You turn your picture in picture on and off. That one there, so you can change your reticle type. There's about 7 different reticles you can choose from. I'll just quickly show you them. That one there now, so there must be 8. So there you got your just a white cross, a cross with a dot sort of in the middle with it. They don't meet. That one there, I quite like that one with the red dot in the middle. And that one's pretty good too. And that one, yeah, so you got 8 different reticles you can choose. I'm going to leave it on that one for now, so select that, and you can actually go through your colour. You can have it black, white, and green, blue, back to black. So there are your different colours. I'm going to leave it on black. Actually, for the purpose of the video, I might put it to, say, red. I think you can change your brightness of your reticle, so you can got 3 different brightnesses. I'll leave it on 3. Now the wind's getting up. And you can change your center red dot, so if it's, say if I'm on, say that one, your red dot, you can change that to different colours as well. So you got red, green or blue. I'll leave it on red. Location, so when you've zeroed the thing, if the reticle's not quite in the middle of the screen, you can either have it wherever it ends up, or you can actually send it so it actually zooms in on the image slightly. I'll set it to move, and I might change it again later. There you got your mode. You got the second focal plane, or you got first focal plane. So first focal plane, the reticle will zoom in, it gets larger as it zooms in. Second focal plane, the reticle stays the same. Now here, if we go to reversal, I'm going to change to a different, back to this crosshair, and change that to, well, it doesn't work when it's that colour. If I go up to black, and then go back down to reversal, turn that on. So then look at this, when I go on to something warmer, it actually makes it a black crosshair, and if I'm shooting at rabbits or something really nice and fine, I can see that really nice fine black crosshair, and it changes your contrast, so when it's not on something hot, the crosshair is white, stands out really good, and as soon as it's on the target, it goes to black. And I really like that, especially on fine work like doing varminting on small rabbits or even mice and things like that. It's really handy. Okay, then we got zeroing profile, so you're going to change that distance to, what was it, 21 meters I think it was, where I got my target. Now here you got your gun. I'm going to select Kriss, select that one, get out of there. If you want to add a new one into this, you can actually go into the plus there at the bottom, see it goes black, and then you can actually go through and you can type in whatever you want to call it. But I just want to get out of that now, into that, Kriss, select, now long press to escape out of that. Then you can go to auto 0, which I'll go through all this in a minute. You got your manual 0, and you got your trajectory. So this here uses 0 at first, and then you can go into that. You can change whether your pip mark is on or off. You leave it on if you got your trajectory turned on. You got your settings, you can turn the trajectory on or off. I'm going to go into your settings, and then that brings up all the different things. So you got your scope height, your bullet weight, your muzzle velocity, it says it should be velocity, so that's a proper technical term that I don't know. I don't no idea, otherwise I would have written velocity. Your drag mode, it's your G1, it's your standard, ballistic coefficient, your wind velocity, wind direction, temperature and pressure, which I won't be setting any of them. And okay, so anyway, I'll get out of that long pressing the menu. Oh no, I did this mistake last time. You actually, if you go through there, you got to go right through to the enter, and when you go up, scroll up until it highlights the back button up the top, and select that to go back. You can so you turn it on, and that gives you a hash mark at the bottom. This button on this wheel on the side, because the center of the button, the rubber thing, turns with the wheel, it's actually really easy to turn it. Turn it as you're pushing, and it actually selects the wrong thing. So now we'll go back out of that. You turn your Wi-Fi on and off. I might turn it off for now. Don't really need it on at the moment. Too long, press out of that. 9 mode is if I go back to 21 meters, so you need to hold it there for a bit. It's not the fastest rangefinder. Go back into the menu. Okay, now you can go into your files and you review your pictures, videos, and your recoil activated video. If we go to recoil activated video, I stopped the recording when I went into that, so I started it recording again. So then you got your main settings, so you can go through, turn your audio on and off, your sensor calibration, I leave it on auto. They say in this one here that with the calibration sensor, it only has to advertise, it only has to do it sort of once every hour or so, so it's not calibrating all the time, which is quite handy. Got your tracking, your hotspot tracking, so you can toggle that on, so it'll goes and automatically tracks the hottest part in the screen. So there's a cattle up there, so it puts a little box around the hottest object on the screen. So there you go, it tracks them really good. And so it's there, so you can, it is handy if you're just scanning along quickly, it'll actually put boxes around the hottest object, so that's quite handy. Out of that, you got your blind pixel thing, so if you get pixels come up on the screen, you can go and move them across and actually either delete them or fix them up. You can change the OLED, this is your screen brightness, so that makes your You got 5 brightness settings. I'll leave it on 2, and also you got your colour, so you can make it red, which is quite nice. So it's a lot easier on your eye at night, or purple, blue, or grey. So I'm just going to leave it on grey for now. And we got your zoom, so you can go in there, have rapid zoom, or I'll just go out of that. So if you want to zoom in really quickly, you can just quickly, you don't need to turn it anywhere near as much, just a few clicks and it zooms straight in. But I don't want it on that setting. I want it on smooth zoom. You got your LRF set, but you're not supposed to touch any of that. It's saying you're not allowed to use, otherwise you're going to muck with your rangefinder, so it's not in the right place. Shut down. I'll make it, when to put it into standby, it turns itself off after 30 minutes, so it saves your battery. You can have in recordings either have the logo on or off down the bottom, the Thermtec logo. I'll leave it on, and you can switch between yards and meters. So we'll get out of that, and then you go into your system. So you got your time, change your time and date, your language, information about the version, reset it to factory settings, and also if you're doing updates from the computer, you can use that update thing down the bottom. So anyway, that's the menu. Now I'll go in there and I'm going to quickly show you how to zero the scope. Now if I actually go into the settings, go up to zeroing, and now I'm going to go to auto zero. So now this brings up the menu. Let's see, make sure your distance is 21 meters. So I'm just going to load around into the chamber. So she's ready to shoot. And now I select, just hit the OK button. Okay, then it says when you're ready to press OK, shoot in 15 seconds. So I'm ready to go. Okay, I'll just aim at that target, center somewhere, and shoot. There you go. It tells me that's where it went. Move the crosshair. I'll hit save. I'll save it to profile B. And hit OK. And now it should be auto zeroed. So if I now get out of that, if I aim back at that same place I aimed before, pretty well spot on. If I zoom in again, shoot a mouse at that distance now. See, I like how it changes to a nice fine crosshair. The white is a bit thick. The moment you get onto your target, it changes to black, and you can see the contrast. And if I got it on black hot, and it goes to a white when I get it over the hot spot. So I quite like that. So anyway, that's how you zero a rifle with the auto zero. Really works really well. Got one bunny down. There's another one here somewhere. Okay, here's a second little bunny. Well, I've got a bit of time, I'll just go through some of the colour palettes. Black hot, red hot, green hot, gold, rainbow mode, or whatever we call it. Okay, we're taking out this is a little Knockpix Lumi, and it's a very nice little monocular. It's a very compact little unit, it just fits in your hand really nicely. Okay, so there we go, we got the Thermtec Airs 650L 2.0 on the Kriss DMK22C semi-auto 22, and there's its first kill using that thermal scope. It is quite a nice scope, although one niggle so far is the field of view is quite small, and for when they get up close work, as you saw in some of the footage, it really it's hard, they run out of frame, and it's really hard to keep them in frame up close, but out at a distance it's no trouble. So quite a nice scope to use other than that. This wind is blowing a gale here tonight. Makes it really difficult. It's probably 30-40 km/h wind. Crosswind here at the moment. I've got 3 rabbits over there. Got a little baby one there in the middle. Another one lying down, and a bigger one over there. So I'll sneak up, try and get downwind of them a bit and get a bit closer. So there we go. We got, was that 3, 6, 7 rabbits and a hare. It's not a bad little effort for a quick little run out. We don't have heaps of rabbits here like some places, but I had been seeing a fair few just up the track here every evening as driving in, so thought I better try the thermal on the little semi-auto again. Haven't used it for a little while, so it's good to get it out and give it a run again. Works pretty good on there with that Thermtec. So yeah, good result for the night. Thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy this bit of a video, and hope you got something out of it, especially with the Thermtec scope sort of review. And anyway, I'll leave the video at that, and I'll catch you in the next one.